call to leave the familiar. There is a statement in the Bible that if you want to follow me, you got to pick up your cross. I think I messed that up a little bit, but you get the idea. And picking up one's cross when we're talking about the Bible is as big a deal as has ever been done on this planet, except for what it produced, which was the resurrection. And it is the avenue to the resurrection, and that is appropriate for our Savior, and that is appropriate for us. And the call to leave the familiar is the call to leave identity. Everything that you think you know, everything that you think you are, everything that you value, every idea you have about what it means to be a good person, what's right or wrong, so much, if it is not grounded in the Bible, is made up crap, and it is actually a detriment to you and others. And this is familiar for me was good person who cares so much about people that she can dismiss any kind of sin because she's looking at the beautiful, perfect child of God, wounded, oh yes, and the familiar was caring so much that I was embracing the sin and the sinner, not differentiating the two, not drawing clear lines. So for me, the cross that I'm picking up is, and the call to leave the familiar is to be a new person, a person who is Christ-like. Christ was not a pushover, a smushy, fuzzy creature who did not expect incredible amounts from his brothers and sisters. He was a very, very firm line drawer who came in service of his Father, who, if you ever read the Old Testament, big things to fear. At this point, the familiar that I will never want to leave is fearing being apart from God. That is picking up my cross and finding in that walk something of, the Christ's obedience and love for his Father. That's a new familiar. But the call to leave the old familiar is the call into death. It's the call into I don't want anything of this world. I want my mind renewed. I want my heart made flesh, and I want truth over any kind of embellished story that I made up for my own selfish purposes. While I was being such a good person, I was getting all kinds of ego needs met. I was just not living as God's creation. So I'm looking at the time. Leaving the familiar is it's a courageous act. Things that I left that were familiar when I came to Earthwaking were family, stuff, a community that I felt embraced by, a sense of value within that community that I and work, laying down my livelihood, my job, that I really was part of my good person identity, really, really marbled in. So it was extremely painful to lay that down. But all of these kind of effects of my personality and my identity, I put those down. Well, not the job, not at first, but everything else. I was identified as a writer. I threw all of my writing in dumpsters. I'm hoping if there's some piece of writing God loved, I'll get to hear it back sometime. But that was easy. But the identity of being a good person, that's been hard.